too big of a hurry to grow up.
Is it Lulu?
Look, we've both in agreement on that. What are you doing?
What's that supposed to mean?
It just wasn't supposed to end like this.
Can we visit Mommy now?
It was my fault, and you know it. I need your help right now.
Did anyone else think it was just plain cruel of General Hospital to make Kelly Monaco lie there pretending to be dead while her co-stars came in one by one to sob over her? I mean, isn't firing her and killing off her character enough? No, apparently they needed her to stay put as a corpse for days. It's disappointing, to say the least. I don't see GA's producers, directors, and writers in quite the same light anymore. And can we talk about the timing? While we're losing a major character, we're treated to endless Robert and Holly storylines. Shouldn't the entire show be focused on this? This one hit hard, maybe one of the toughest losses on GH in the 50 years I've watched. Thank you, Sam, Kelly, for 21 incredible years. The fallout is going to be heartbreaking. Honestly, after 2 decades of loyalty to GH, this is not how her exit should have gone down. I'm beyond disgusted. And the emotional punch. Rocco, Alexis, and Jason's reactions had me in tears. Sam was one of my all-time favorite characters, and the way they wrote her out gives her no chance of a comeback. Just maddening. On the upside, the new actresses playing the Davis sisters really stepped up in this scene, especially Molly. Her reaction, that stunned silence, was incredible. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Killing off Sam was a ridiculous move. ABC should be ashamed for letting Kelly Monaco go, especially after 21 years. This didn't need to happen. They could have sent Sam off to a specialized hospital, giving her a chance to return later as a recast. But no, they chose to kill her off. Alexis, Jason, and Dante delivered incredible performances. So heartfelt it was impossible not to feel their pain. Now, as for Christina and Molly, it's time they grow up. All the constant bickering, the bitterness, it needs to stop. If they keep this up, Alexis could be next to collapse from stress, and then they'll have to bury their mom alongside their sister. I just hope they don't throw Alexis back into a relapse. She deserves to keep her sobriety. And Drew's reaction? Honestly, it left me cold. Sam specifically asked him to be there for their daughter, but he wasn't. She was with Jason instead. At this point, I wish they'd just made Danny and Scout Jason's kids to honor the history he and Sam shared. Watching Jason tell the kids she died, it broke me. I don't even know how Kelly got through those scenes. I'm practically dehydrated from watching them back to back. Every single actor was phenomenal, and even Sam just lying there, it was strangely powerful. Meanwhile, Molly and Drew have hit a frustrating peak. They've both developed this irritating god complex, like they think they're better than everyone else. It's old news by now. Molly used to be a force with TJ, but now she seems to believe she's entitled to say and do whatever she pleases, and the endless clashes with Christina, especially over something as simple as bringing things for Sam, are getting old. Christina was just trying to do something nice. Either Sam's death will push Molly and Christina further apart, or maybe, finally, it'll pull them closer. And the heartbreak continued today as word spread. Watching Alexis at GH, overwhelmed by both grief and shock, as people arrived blissfully unaware, seeing Laura and Sonny step off the elevator into the midst of a full-blown crisis, while Rocco and Dante just stood there stunned. When Alexis turned to face everyone, that gut-wrenching moment came. It wasn't Lulu, it was Sam. She was gone. That's when the dam broke for me. And then came Dante. Dante, pleading with Alexis, desperately asking what happened. She was just showing me her ring. She couldn't breathe, as they both broke down in tears. Nancy's performance as Alexis was just devastating. It hit right in the heart. Watching Laura and Alexis was no easier. Alexis, crushed by Sam's loss, and Laura, both relieved for Lulu, and yet suppressing her joy out of respect for Alexis's grief. The whole scene was shattering. Every one of those actors brought something raw and unforgettable to it. There's been a lot of outrage over Kelly getting let go, but let's face it, maybe she made a choice that impacted her job, or maybe it was just a business decision we'll never fully understand. Like any other workplace, even talented people get cut loose sometimes. Whether it was a story choice or something else behind the scenes, the end result is that Sam's character is gone. And yes, we can be upset about it and disagree with the choice. Is no one else a little weirded out by the fact that Dante and his dad both slept with the same woman? It didn't hit me until today, watching Sonny support Dante in his grief. Just, ew. And I have to get this off my chest. Like many fans, I'm disappointed with how Kelly was let go. I've watched GH for a long time and loved her character. Sure, there's been criticism about Sam here and there, but now that she's leaving, everyone seems devastated. I've seen plenty of favorite characters come and go, but it's never made me want to stop watching. Honestly, saying that only one actor or character makes the show is a bit unfair to the rest of the cast. I'll keep tuning in because I love GH and I'm hopeful about what's next. Rant over. Thanks for reading. But seriously, can someone explain why Kelly Monaco was let go, while Cameron Matheson is still here, going strong? Fans have been calling for his exit for ages. And then there was Dante's line today. How can she just be gone? It doesn't make sense. Honestly, he voiced what so many fans have been feeling since the news broke that Sam's character was being written off. I did love seeing Sonny be there for Dante. His support was real. But then there's Jason. He and Sam had such a history and so much chemistry over the years. I'm glad the writers are letting him show genuine emotion, not just for Sam, but for the kids as well. You lost a fan when you killed off Sam. I'm beyond disappointed in the writers, producers, and executives. I've been a #JSam fan for decades, and the history, chemistry, and legacy that Sam and Jason built on this show is irreplaceable. It's part of GA's DNA. That's not something you just toss aside. Sam's character brought in a new wave of fans and gave us fresh stories to follow. For so many of us, Sam was a reason to tune in every day. And let's not forget the endless debates over whether Jason belonged with Sam or Elizabeth. #JSam forever. We held on to hope that #JSam would find their way back to each other, that we'd hear their song whenever they were together, just like we did back then. But instead, we get Sam's tragic ending, and it's gut-wrenching. I hope GH realizes the mistake they've made and somehow brings her back. Sam deserved a happy ending, and Kelly deserved to remain a staple on the show. She earned that. I will say, at least they did justice to Jason's final moments with Sam. Their goodbye was a true lover's farewell, with memories and even their song. It felt right for them. Then we had Dante, who barely came across as emotional in his farewell. I know everyone grieves differently, but Dante's goodbye lacked the depth that Jason's had. It didn't even feel like they were about to get married. It just fell flat in comparison. Sorry, not sorry. And seriously, what were the writers thinking today? In the middle of this incredibly emotional day, with everyone mourning Sam's death, they throw in Robert and Holly's romance drama. Talk about killing the mood. It was supposed to be a tribute to Sam, but the scenes with Robert and Holly felt like such a waste of time. These writers clearly missed the mark on what fans wanted to see. Maybe it's time to finally let Holly go. I really hope they bring Sam back. I can't help but feel that letting her go was a significant misstep. She's such an important character tied to the Cassadines, Jeromes, and Quartermains. Here's a thought on how they could reintroduce her. What if the WSB faked her death and used it to manipulate Jason? They could threaten him. If he doesn't comply, they'll harm her. Jason could initially do what they ask, but eventually find a way to free her. And when Sam returns, she could come back with that rebellious spirit she had in the beginning. Jason could help her find her footing again, and they could reunite with Danny and Scout. That would be fantastic. Watching the exchange between Dant and Sonny today brought back memories of when Sam was pregnant with Sonny's child, and it felt a bit strange. It's tough to figure out how to feel about all of this. Sonny seems relatively unfazed, but Dante was dating someone who could have been a sibling to Sonny's child, which adds a layer of complexity. It's disheartening to see the same characters face so much hardtack repeatedly. First, Danny loses Lulu, and now Sam is gone. Sam has endured so many ups and downs with Jason that it feels like a cycle. And now it seems like other characters like Willow, Michael, Sasha, and Cody are also going through difficult times. I know I'm just one voice among many, but these choices are making it hard for me to stay invested in GH right now. It's pretty amusing how yesterday's emotional storyline about Sam's death turned into a platform for hating on Carly. Jason reached out to her because she's his best friend. They've leaned on each other for nearly 30 years. Why wouldn't he call her for support or advice? He's known Carly long before Sam even came into the picture. This isn't the time to spread unnecessary negativity toward a fictional character, especially not one who's been part of the show for 28 years. We've just lost Sam, a character who had been around for 21 years, and I can't help but wonder if people will be just as upset when Carly eventually goes. And for the record, Frank didn't fire Kelly, ABC did. The decision to kill off Sam wasn't in Frank's hands either. Kelly has already reportedly moved on to another project, so fighting to keep her job at ABC seems like a lost cause now that Sam's story has ended. To be honest, ABC doesn't usually rehire someone they feel has burned bridges. And it's possible that Kelly's departure had more to do with behind-the-scenes dynamics than with anything involving Billy Miller. I hate to say it, but ABC has a reputation for holding grudges against those who might have upset them. So let's stop placing the blame on Frank when he's indicated he was blindsided by ABC's decision regarding Kelly's firing and Sam's fate. I know I'm going to get some backlash for this opinion, but I really believe that Jason's first call should have been to Drew, not Carly. This would have been the perfect moment for them to put their differences aside and support each other. Drew should have been there when Scout was told about Sam. It just feels like forcing Carly into a situation where she doesn't necessarily belong. That's my take, and I stand by it. Wait, Henrik or Peter is returning? Didn't he die right in front of his Aunt Anna? He was gone for much longer than Sam, and yet here he comes back. I guess we can't be surprised. Dead characters returning is pretty much par for the course in soap operas. As for Kelly, she could definitely be rehired like other actors have been in the past. Imagine if they introduced a long-lost identical twin sister for Sam. One that Helena stole at birth without Alexis knowing. It would be just like Nina's mom stealing her twins and giving them away. Talk about dramatic. To really tie things together with Sam's passing, I think we should address Lulu's ongoing complications. Since we haven't seen Lulu in ages, it feels like both characters could be written out. I mean, after Dante proposed to Sam, and she tragically died, how are we supposed to believe he's just going to pick up where he left off with Lulu? This storyline has definitely taken an emotional turn. Honestly, I have a feeling Sam isn't really dead. Soap operas are known for these kinds of twists, where they pull the rug out from under us and reveal that a character is alive after all. With Kelly being let go from GH, it's not the first time characters have been killed off. Fans may never fully understand the reasons behind these decisions, and it's really not our business. The fact that the higher-ups did it so definitively suggests there's likely more going on than just salary issues. While I've always liked Sam and will miss both her and the character, I'm sure Kelly will find success in whatever comes next. Death often comes out of nowhere and with little reasoning. They are all doing great on these senses. I know, I lost someone suddenly. Shock and denial is first. It touched me and allowed for tears I could not shed then. Sorry to say, Kelly wasn't the first person to be treated badly by a network. Remember when Rebecca Budig left AMC and Sabine Singh took over Greenlee? She was an amazing replacement. Then when RB was available again, SS was fired on the spot. Sometimes TV execs are not nice. The writers better leave Cyrus alone. Actually redeem him. We need a good comeback storyline. You failed to do that with Peter. Quit firing legacy characters like Kelly Monaco and Kin Shriner. You cannot afford for the ratings to go any lower. It's like you want this show canceled. Do better. I hope the brothers support both Danny and Scout. Wasn't Drew held captive for years against his will? Everyone thought he died in a plane crash. They faked his death. Jason stayed away 2 years to protect Carly by choice. Drew isn't my favorite, but I don't think he's a deadbeat dad. I think that Lulu will probably wake up around Christmas. What do y'all think? Jason's heartbreaking news about Sam's death to Danny and Scout really struck a chord. My heart goes out to those kids. They're going through so much. Meanwhile, Rocco is grappling with his guilt, but Sonny steps in to remind Dante that Sam was the kind of person who would always give others a fighting chance. In a lighter moment, Georgie dressed up as Zenon, girl of the 21st century, and Maxie Strom teasingly pretends not to recognize her daughter. It's a touching scene, mixed with a bit of sadness, especially when Jason and Drew reassure their kids that they'll always be there for them. And let's not forget Alexis breaking the news to Christina and Molly about Sam's passing, such a heavy moment for everyone involved. On a different note, I've been wondering if something's up with Tristan Rogers, who plays Robert Scorpio. His voice has sounded a bit strained lately, and I've noticed he's been sitting behind his desk in most of his scenes. Today was a bit different. He actually sat in a chair during his scenes with Holly, which is unusual for him. I have a feeling that Danny and Rocco might end up falling for the same girl, maybe Georgie, similar to how Spencer and Cameron both had crushes on Emma. It seems like the romantic web in Port Charles is getting more tangled by the minute. Speaking of relationships, it feels like everyone in PC is involved with everyone else, especially if they're somehow related. Can someone refresh my memory? I vaguely remember Rick and Sam being together at one point. Did that actually happen, or am I misremembering? Are we about to witness the rise of Natasha Cassadine? Alexis's fury and pain over Sam's death are palpable, especially with her other daughters, Christina and Molly, seemingly unable to fill the void. With Nicholas out of the picture, Alexis is left reeling. We nearly saw the emergence of Dark Alexis when her sister died, and honestly, I'm here for it again now. It feels like the perfect time for her to unleash some pent-up rage and frustration. In true Helena fashion, it wouldn't be surprising if she's the one to find and take Charlotte. After all, she has a knack for stirring the pot and causing chaos. The moment when Laura said, "It's not right," and Alexis shot back with, "No, it's not," was electric. There was an edge in Alexis's voice that made Laura pause. It really feels like something inside Alexis is about to be unleashed, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Poor Scout. Please don't tell me Frank is planning to use her as a tool to redeem Uncle Screw. Suddenly, he'll be painted as the father of the year for all of 5 minutes. Honestly, Alexis should step up and get custody to raise her. I can totally see Danny choosing to stay with Scout at the Quartermains. Jason will probably ask him if he wants to come live with him, and while Danny definitely wants that, he'll channel his dad's selflessness and sacrifice his own wishes for others. He'll end up choosing to stay with Scout. I think this is where Tracy could come into play, offering some much-needed family support. It would make sense for her character to put the Drew drama aside and focus on what's important, family. Fingers crossed that's the direction they're heading. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.